Board of Trustees was pleased with his work, but when um, Board President Charles Hutchinson suggested sending Perkins to England so he could study the Gothic architecture and design of dormitories at Oxford and Cambridge, because Perkins had not really had much experience designing the Gothic, and they wanted to see some of what, in their opinion, were the best examples of Gothic architecture. Upon returning to Chicago, he laid out the basic plan for Hitchcock, but faced some resistance because of the fact he was building two buildings against each other. He had to blend the buildings together, and his first designs, the Board of Trustees were not very happy with. They felt that they would not, that they would look grotesque in one trustee's words. After much argument back then, and redesigns by Perkins, they approved. They ordered him to prepare final plans in mid-May of 1901, and 2 weeks after that, they began groundbreaking. They were really eager to build as many buildings as possible constructed at once. This is probably one of the greatest periods of expansion in the university's history. The 2 weeks after groundbreaking was the University of Chicago Decennial celebration. They wanted to have Hitchcock ready enough that they could lay the cornerstone, as they were laying cornerstones for a bunch of other buildings at the time. The Tower Group, Mandel Hall, Reynolds Club, Hutch Commons, and also the cornerstone for the whole court group of laboratories. So they wanted to concurrently lay all of these out at one time. And they did this by hurriedly approving his plans. And this is the cornerstone laying. This right here is the architect by Perkins. This is an Hitchcock, and this is Henry Pratt Jensen, who would later become the second president of the University of Chicago on Harper's death, a 5 years after his program was taken. The mallet and trowel that she's holding there, that she used to lay the stone, at one time were in the library, and there's in the wooden glass case that still remains there. Somewhere in the past 90 years, so the last time it's recorded as being in there was right after World War I. Sometime in the past 90 years, someone either stole those or they were just lost in storage. That pretty much covered. That's pretty much what I'm going to cover now. I'm probably going to take some questions.
So what is the stone currently in the case?
I think this one's unbound.
Okay.
Somewhat, I've actually heard it's been there a while. I talked to a former resident head who lived here in the from mid 60s to the early 70s, and he mentioned something that they call the meteorite. And given his description, it's probably the same rock. So most likely the trowel and mallet probably disappeared somewhere prior to the 1960s. Probably, most likely not lost during World War II when they put everything in storage. I'll cover that was when the Army Special Training Program used Hitchcock as headquarters and barracks. And I'll cover that in a later talk. Is there? Yeah.
So I noticed in the early pictures of the Snell-Hitchcock clock that it was a completely flat piece of clock.
Yes.
When did the indentation that is currently there? When was that made, and what was it for?
There's actually a picture sure you see that Hitchcock section of construction for time here. You can sort of tell here they're actually digging out the quad right there. And it's just, I'm not sure. I'm not a landscaper, but I mean, it's just like the quad in the Hutch Commons Reynolds Club Mandel area. I'm not really sure why they do it.
If there's no fountain.
But at this time there's no fountain. My understanding is later there was a fountain. The Olmsted brothers, who did a lot of landscaping work, both in Chicago and the Washington, D.C. area, actually laid out the quad around 1910. They designed the current quad, though in their plan, while now there's only one cross sidewalk that was this way, in the original plan and as built, there was the second crossway from here to here. When Searle was built in 1968, in the final landscaping plans, they took out the other crosswalk. So at that time they were going into a blind corner here. There was no entrance or anything. Now that Searle has a entrance in that corner, they're in the campus master plan. They're going to eventually put the cross back in and completely restore the remaining sidewalk.
I have a quick question. Just like, where did you get all these photos? Like, are they on the website?
These are the majority of these are from the archival photo files. If you I can send you the little link if you want. Yeah, it's part of the library website. There's quite a few pictures of Hitchcock and Snell. Anywhere from the majority of them are either from when the building was first opened, and
Wait, they're the breakfast room?
yes, that's the second in the next lecture about
You
how they
arrived at?
People live there now.
yeah.
I arrived at.
Which is yes, the resident head's apartment. The main their living room. We can fix that.
We have to take out the mall.
They're moving anyway.
And that's their kitchen door, and then it's about where the door's been slightly shifted. That would be the kitchen door, and this would be the entry door. Roughly, it's more right here now, where the cabinets are. Yeah. And we actually have, and Ted, the building manager, has, I actually recall that it's either this picture or this picture. I believe it's the same one as in the photograph in his office.
The ground line pictures in green.
Well, that's not an original copy.
It's on the roof. Okay.
He has what appears to me to be the original copy of the breakfast room. The copies you see in both the entryway and the green room are copies made from the original collections.
I have a question about food. So was all board included in the fees for dorm, or was it breakfast only? I mean,
There's not much. The breakfast room fee was the breakfast room was actually supported by Mrs. Hitchcock. She would pay out and pay to have caterers come in and provide breakfast. There may or may not have been a housekeeper. I'm not sure.